It's perfect the way you looked at me.
It's time for the Switch to Birth After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We are talking Season 5, Episode 6, titled 4 Ages in Life. Look at all those numbers. We have so much to talk about. Stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the Switch to Birth After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. This is the song we've chosen to start with.
And I love that we have like strobe, like a light show going on in here too.
Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. This is the Switch to Birth After Show. If you haven't already, go to youtube.com/AFTERBUZZ TV. Hit subscribe. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. We apologize for the song. That's not true.
No, we don't.
This song is, I believe, called Limp Dick.
Yeah, it ain't working.
It ain't working. And if you haven't watched this episode of Switch to Birth, Season 5, Episode 6, then you're confused. But also, why are you watching the after show? Get out of here.
Because you like us. No.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I am joined by my lovely co-host, Hannah.
She calls me lovely when we're on the air. She doesn't call me that off.
No, I really don't.
But I'm Hannah Prichard, and you all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @TheHotChatDude.
And as the voice of the chat, as always, Becca is here at Becca B Talks TV. Don't worry, you don't need to see her.
Nope.
Hi. So she is live in the chat with you. If you have something to say, if you love that song, talk to Becca about it. You can't hear Becca? Becca, are you speaking?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Well, keep talking, Becca, so we can hear you.
Hi.
Read a comment from the chat. Is anyone in the chat, Becca?
Yes.
Oh.
Whoa, hi. I hear myself.
Well, we found her.
We found Becca.
Okay. While we adjust all of that, so I want to start with what I want to start with.
Great.
John and Catherine.
Limp dick, it ain't working.
Limp dick, it ain't working. What a great storyline to have on this show.
By far their best storyline. Like
second best. They remember when they went to the strip club?
I know, you reminded me of that, but still to me, this is my favorite one. Because that was just something that they, like, you know, circumstantially went out and did. This is, like, something that's happening to them, and usually the only thing that's happening to them is, like, taxes. You know what I mean? I'm really thrilled about this.
I loved this storyline. I like that we start with clearly porn music, like not even trying to be subtle. This is how you know this channel is now freeform.
I know.
They went, John has erectile dysfunction.
And he's trying to get it up. What jumpstart on his own?
Yeah.
Did he say jumpstart the car though? Because I would have liked it if he did.
He said something about jump starting.
Yep. Trying to jumpstart on his own. I would have liked to know what his porn flavor is.
Right, when he asked, when Catherine asked him what it was that he was watching and he wouldn't tell her, I was like, what is he into?
Exactly. I was like, what?
I assumed that it was pretty clean. And because he feels real vanilla.
He does feel real vanilla, but I would like to think that he may be, you know, a freak a little bit, you know?
Becca, anyone in the chat assuming?
We don't have like assuming yet, but based on the song, someone was like, "Why?"
Why?
And then
why not?
Someone wants to know why.
Why not? It was perfect.
Why not?
So John's watching some pornography.
Yes.
And Catherine's super down. She's like, what kind are you watching? What are you into? What's your flavor?
Which every guy should be excited if their partner is asking, well, what kind?
As opposed to like, how could you?
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, yeah. They could have done some, you know, watching together.
Right. I love where this show is going.
I hope that
Becca's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. I hope that
Just
they
a little.
explore this more.
I was like, yeah, freeform.
I like that they had date night and that Catherine was trying to fix the problems. Can we get a shout out for Leah Thompson looking fantastic in that lingerie?
Legit.
Shout out, not a spank.
I liked it. Going for it today, Steven. I
think our sound booth is broken today.
I think it just got fixed.
Yeah, Leah Thompson looked amazing.
That as well.
Yeah, I love that. I'm seeing the chat, and I know I shouldn't be, but Gabriel in the chat says, I assume it was softcore porn. So good.
I mean, probably, but like, let's let our imaginations run wild and assume that he was getting kinky with it. That's what I would like to do. I'm sure that D.W. Moffat maybe had to have some inspiration on his own. You know what I mean? I'm sure that he was like, which one do we want to pull out for myself here? What am I going to envision right now as I sit here and pretend to watch porn? I'm sure he had to. He seems like a method man.
I'm sure that D.W.'s flavors are different than John's flavors.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because we know that D.W. is very different in person than John.
Oh, absolutely. But, like, I would have... No.
I want to know where you're going.
Well, you know, D.W. in person just is such, like, a little hippy-dippy man that I'm like, I'm sure it is some, like, weird kind of, like...
We don't judge. We don't judge.
Some beautiful...
There you go.
Lovely, rainbow, colorful, earthy, hippie porn.
I see. Okay. All right.
He may not... Never mind. We're done.
I love that you keep starting sentences. I'd like to let you finish.
Nope, you probably don't want to. Nobody does. We already started the show with, a song that everybody's like, what is happening? You don't want me to go further.
All right. Well, these performance issues lead to the greatest conversation ever between John and Luca. I like when he goes, you were a medic.
I can't believe of all the people, it was Luca that he chose to go to after when Catherine was talking to him. She was like, which he didn't say, but she was claiming that it was his ego that was keeping him from going to a doctor, a male doctor, because then he would have had to talk about his performance issues and busted his ego. But then he goes and talks to a young, attractive man who was dating an older woman and felt okay doing that.
And giving him the most uncomfortable description of what's wrong.
Garden hose, buddy.
Yes, from the chat.
Gabriel said about the whole conversation prior.
Yes,
that
Gabriel.
If he was in his bedroom, maybe it'd be hardcore, but he had to keep it safe for the office.
So because he was sitting in his like study and not in the bedroom, it was probably something softer.
Also, what was he jump starting it for in the middle of the day? Because Catherine was not leading to anything about to be going on at that moment.
Well, because he thought she wasn't there. He was, I think...
He was just testing.
Let me try to explain what was happening. So, lately, John, it seems, has been having trouble with Catherine, blaming her job, which she was livid about, and reasonably so. So he was having trouble with her, and so I think his idea was, maybe I can work out the problem on my own, and then if I can do that, then I'll be fine with a partner.
Okay.
You gotta practice solo before you practice with a friend.
Okay, sure.
That's my assumption as to what happened there.
Sounds good. Okay, cool.
Which is why he was doing it while she wasn't there in the middle of the day.
Cool. Nice try.
Thanks. Luca suggests that he gets some tea, and the tea works. That was amazing. It's like magic, which tells me that he really, when you think about it, didn't have an issue. It was all in his head. That's
it was all in his head.
Yeah, that's like a psychology thing, that if tea magically fixes it, girl, that's in your head.
Legit. I was going to say, because I've never heard about this tea. If anybody's ever heard about that tea, don't be afraid to tell us you've heard about the tea. But I'm just curious about what the tea is.
We assume it was for your friend.
Absolutely, we assume it was for your friend. So, no shame. You can private message it. We don't know.
If anyone in the chat knows about the tea,
we will say it's anonymous.
Yeah.
But I guess you're in the chat, so it wouldn't
the chat doesn't stay there forever.
Yeah. Tweet
Becca. Becca, what do you got? Someone know what the tea is?
No, but Ryan likes when you talk about John. And
I also like when I talk about John.
About, likes your obsession over D.W. Moffat.
That's because D.W. Moffat is a handsome, handsome man.
He is a handsome man.
He is a yummy, yummy silver fox.
I just really enjoyed them this entire episode.
Delicious. All right. Speaking of Luca, let's talk about Regina and Luca's situation. Okay, so Regina wants to expand, and Luca's like, I know an investor. And I went, this is... Of course
he does.
I was like, this is not going to end well.
Right.
Also, did you pick up that he's clearly the investor?
I did, actually.
From the beginning?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Becca?
Maybe I'm slow.
You did not.
I did.
I like when Becca watches a show, she just lets the show occur and unfold.
Yeah.
Whereas I think when we watch a show, we go, it's this.
No, we do. You're right. You're right.
Except for Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, except for Pretty Little Liars, where she does not let it just unfold.
Yeah.
She's guessing the whole time.
Yeah.
Freeform.
See, I'm the opposite on that one, but that's because that's another story. Becca knows, she watches. I give up at this point.
So Luca suggested investor, and then his father shows up. How obvious that his dad was hitting on Regina. Like, this whole storyline was the most obvious storyline ever.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The minute he showed up, you're like, that's his father. And I knew he wasn't going to be the investor, so I was very confused. Well, I mean, but they worked that out. He was just like having his dad come in to check it out before he did an investment, because he's still not old enough really to make that call.
Because he's a kid.
On his own. But I thought him being the investor made it make more sense for his comfortability with Regina, because a young man having like what is a ton of money and can like support an older woman gives him the confidence to be dating an older woman. He doesn't feel less than to her, you know. And usually when a man feels less than or his ego is busted in a relationship, it has to do with being able to financially support the girl. So he already has that.
That's such an interesting point.
God, I know.
Look at you.
I've dated a lot of broke people. So I know the opposite.
Yes, from the chat.
Gabriel said he didn't pick up the investor part, but he did pick up the father part.
Yeah. The dad was clearly like, hello, sexy lady who runs this coffee shop. Which his father, knowing that his son wanted to invest in this business and then seeing her, his first thought should have been, oh, he wants to sleep with her. That's why he's trying to invest in this company. Right? Because, like, I know that when I suggest guests here, people go, oh, yeah, are you suggesting this guest to the studio because you think they're attractive?
That is...
Yes, that is why.
What I always do.
Right. Have you seen the guests we've had in here?
Exactly. I mean, Terrell was... I mean, we sought him out hard. You know?
And
DW. We sought him out hard.
For years.
For years,
yeah.
for Yael, yes.
We also had Rana, who plays Vimla. She's hot.
We go after the people that we want.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, this show.
We want all of you, though. Like, I mean, if you watch and you're on the show, like, come in. But
it's an attractive show.
Yeah, it is.
So it turns out Luke has money. Regina has to deal with this. What do I do? He has money. Life is so hard. Bull.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
No. Exactly.
No.
Okay, Regina, it's not a deal. It's not a thing. Yes, from the chat?
Ryan wants to know if you all expect Luke and Regina to last much longer.
No, I think it's pretty much dead at this point.
Yeah, I think it is too, and I actually think she will date his dad.
Oh,
I do.
I'd like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because Luca's dad was like, I don't, you have a good business plan, but you guys can't be together because he's going to want kids at some point. Which,
right.
First of all, shut your mouth and let him live his life.
Truth.
And second of all, that's not a reason. Like, if you think that he's going to want something eventually, then let their relationship run its course, because it's going to end.
Exactly. It will, no matter what.
Yeah, and now you just stuck your nose in it.
And the more that he does that, the more that Luca especially will try to hold on for longer.
Absolutely.
I was actually surprised Regina didn't end it right when she told him she didn't want him to invest. Which I'm glad she didn't, because that would have been a little bit... Well, then it would have been like, honey, then why'd you do it in the first place if it took his dad, which you knew you'd eventually have to meet, saying, no, don't date my son, you know that's inappropriate, basically. And that one conversation was going to be the one that ended. So I'm glad she didn't end it because of that. But, I mean, that seed's already planted in her head, which she should be thinking about.
It's funny you say that, because I feel the opposite. I feel
really?
I feel like she should have just been like, don't invest in my company, but also, like, we're over. Because everybody up until this point, when she told them, I'm dating Luca, she expected a response that was going to be negative. Right. And everyone was like, good for you, do what you want.
I can't believe... Okay, that's fine.
But... I think she wanted someone to tell her to stop.
Right, probably.
I think she wanted someone to go, this isn't going to last. And now someone has. And I think she's ready to accept that. I really think they're over by next episode.
I give it 2 more. Yeah. I give it 2 more.
Both of you, giving them time.
Well, because we're probably going to go to a different storyline next week, so we're not going to have time to deal with them.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of other things to talk about, I got nothing. That was a bad segue. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you so much to everyone who's live in the chat, speaking with Becca. Thank you for being here. Oh, you guys, our live studio audience is applauding.
Yeah, a lot of people here.
So many people.
I just punched them to stop talking.
That
Shut up,
sounds
audience.
about right. That was good.
Becca, do you want to name off some people that are in the chat?
Jasmine, Ryan, Gabriel, Billie Jean Girl, Toxin Nuba, I think I said that.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was you nailed that one. That was perfect, Becca.
Megan,
These are people's names.
Audrey, Hannah.
Awesome. Good job, Becca.
Good job.
Thank
Good
you to
job.
everyone who is on live in the chat. Thank you for being here. We ask you to do a very simple thing. Go to iTunes, subscribe. That way you don't miss a single episode. We only have like 6 episodes left.
Whoa, that's insane. Like ever.
Yeah, the show is ending if you didn't catch that.
Woof.
Yeah, so please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Last week we chose to strike.
We did.
For a day without women. We chose not to do the show, and we're doing it this week. So make sure if things like that happen, if you've subscribed, you won't miss an episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, so because that could keep happening.
Yeah.
Also, rate and review. If you like us, you can give us 5 stars. If you don't like us, you can give us 4 stars. The other stars, they do not work.
They don't.
Yeah.
Nope, they're still broken, and that's okay. We have 1 review, so what we ask you to do is go and rate, review, bang on keyboard, write some words, put some emojis, and I will read it live on the air.
Woo!
Thanks. That is something we do to say thank you. And this one is from Ryan, who tweeted at me when it didn't show up, but it is up now, so I'm going to read it.
Yay.
5 stars. These ladies rock. I've been watching the Switch to Birth After Show on AfterBuzz since the middle of season 4. That may have been when we started doing it. And I've loved every minute. Hannah and Yael are awesomely awesome.
Thanks, man.
At what they do. Keep it up, ladies. Love, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
And you can always tweet at us your thoughts if you aren't on iTunes for some reason.
Yeah.
And our Twitters are at the beginning and end of the show.
They are.
Cool. Let's jump into this Noelle and Bay situation because
How did you
It
just
got
say that?
French.
I'm sorry.
it's a French
It
situation.
was lovely. It was lovely. Sorry,
Thank you.
proceed.
Because Noelle has, since we met her, she's hot. She is hot.
She is.
That
Though.
body. But she's a terrible person.
Like, not terrible. She's just not, welcoming.
She's more than not welcoming. She's kind of a bully. And when we get
Yes.
this like whole backstory, this episode of like why she was so stressed, and after she was like, I never steal from people their ideas, and she clearly did, and was like, no, I own it because you're my apprentice, which is not a thing. And then in the end, like gave this excuse of like I was exhausted and I was in a jam.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was poor.
Yeah, no, who cares? You're a bully. You're a jerk. Shut your face.
Yeah, but it was a super poor excuse, but I'm almost glad it was a poor excuse because it was like, see, honey, you ain't that great. You know what I mean? If it would have been like an elaborate excuse and it would have been excusable that she did it, but it wasn't. So I'm like, you're just human, so, there you go.
I think a reasonable excuse would have been like, a client saw this and wanted something similar. I told him it was yours, but I drew a similar. Like,
Right.
That's fine.
Or I was hoping that it was that she just expanded the art on Bays and was going to be like, see, this is what would have taken this to the next level.
Right.
But,
Yeah. Ugh.
no.
Noelle. All right. So Bay confronts her, and the solution to that is Bay gets her own chair for $300 a week.
Is that really how that works? I mean, probably.
So I know that in a studio to rent a chair costs money, and you do pay to rent it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know pricing wise. Yeah.
About Noelle, like thoughts on Noelle. Gabriel says Noelle's reasoning was weak. And
Agreed.
Backstory did not make up for it. Ryan says can't stand Noelle. She's a bad influence on Bay.
She's
so
so
pretty,
cute.
though.
Yeah. If you keep her mouth shut, she's great.
Well, we're clearly the worst type of people. We're like, but she's so cute. She's so pretty, though.
No, she just should not speak. That's all.
There you go.
She should
just
stand there
do
and
what
look
you're
pretty.
good at.
Yeah.
Tattoo. That's
Feel
it.
like
And
it.
look pretty. Go on.
Ariane, don't know if I said that right,
It's okay.
says she's a total bully.
Yeah.
Yes.
I sense that she used a different word and you didn't want to say it.
No, bully.
Okay.
Yeah.
It did seem for a second like she said
I
bitch.
was like, say it.
So when Bae gets her own chair and is convincing that kid to get a tattoo, and her parents come in all proud. First of all, her dad would not be proud. Catherine, I believe, would come in. Her dad would not be proud.
No, yeah, and Catherine would still come in just to be like, just wanted to check the shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not even excited. But when she came back and told them that she was tattooing, they were all like, huh, what? Why?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. It was very odd that they were like, your first day.
Flashing the camera.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
loved even more though the guy's excuse. Like, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for a package. They need my signature. Like, and just got up. I was like, that is a beautiful excuse. I'm gonna use that from now on.
I'm waiting for a delivery. Yeah.
I need to sign off on it.
But then this 15-year-old kid, I was so glad he was 15 because like when she showed the fake ID and it was clearly fake, I was really like, don't let him be like 17 where like it's still okay. Like this kid looks like a child. He should have been 12.
I almost wish he looked a little bit younger though still.
Yeah.
Because I still was like, he actually does look like he's passable for 18. Like
The actor probably is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, the ID, questionable, but I almost wish he would have looked like super young for his age so that it would have been even worse that Bae did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when Noelle like understood, no, like let's go back to these licenses and like and permits that Bae doesn't have. So first of all, she's not licensed. She doesn't have a permit or a health permit or whatever it is. But also, she has now put the entire shop at risk by tattooing a child.
Yeah.
We're glossing over the law.
Exactly. Simply because Noelle had to like admit to stealing her artwork.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it? Noelle, you feel guilty for just like, I don't know, redoodling her sketch? That you're okay with her tattooing without a license or any certification,
right?
And tattooing to a minor, and not only a minor, but a minor that's like trying to get a gang sign put on him.
Right. There were a lot of issues that Noelle should have really picked up on. Yeah, from the chat.
Not pleased.
Billie Jean Girl describes it as so stupid.
Yep.
Yes, basically. Tuxnuva says I felt mortified for Bae, and then Ryan says that he misses pre-China Bae.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like post-China Bae is the same. I don't think she's grown at all.
I just
no, but a little rebellious.
I just miss pre-China Bae because I still miss Bama.
Okay, we're not even. If you've noticed, neither Travis nor Emma were in this episode or last one.
That's what has me missing Bama.
I see. But the quick fix when Noelle gives her the Sharpie and is like, she can fix this. And then was like, wow, quick thinking. Noelle, I'm pretty sure you could have fixed this. You are an experienced tattoo artist who could have very clearly looked at this and went, let me do a cover up because that's a thing tattoo artists do.
Yes. And I would also like to touch on the fact that I am not positive of this because
Is it the Sharpie?
Yes.
Okay, because I also thought that.
Yes, because I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know logistically because, yes, they do like an ink, layout on you, like sticker kind of thing on you before they do the tattoo. But I'm pretty sure that is not the same kind of ink that is in a Sharpie.
Absolutely.
That, like, because that ink comes off immediately. Not like Sharpie, you have to scrub off and it stains your skin for a while. So I don't know why that was okay or sanitary for her to draw the entire thing on with a Sharpie and then go over it with tattooed ink.
So I had the very same thought. So for people who don't know how tattoos work, you get a stencil put on, as we saw in Bae's first episode tattooing, that goes on the skin. It shows you where it's going to show up and how it works. And so then that ink is, I guess, safe to be tattooed on because you're then pushing that into your body. So that tattoo seems to be, or that ink seems to be safe somehow. Sharpie is not the same ink. I thought she was going to draw it on, they were going to prove it, and then make a stencil and then do the stencil. But no, she drew it on and then tattooed and pushed the Sharpie ink into this person's body.
There's no way. I mean, if anybody knows any more details on that, please let us know. But as far as I know, no.
Right. I wonder if anyone on like set was like, I have tattoos. Let me explain how this is wrong.
Well, I'm sure both the girls do. Like, I'm sure, yeah, right? Vanessa, I'm sure that she has one.
Vanessa's, are you Googling?
Yes.
All right, Becca
Yeah,
will take care of
Google
checking
that.
out if Vanessa
and
has tattoos.
some of Noelle's have to be real. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure she's got, like, a couple on there that are real.
Maybe. I mean, not
would
necessarily. A lot of actors try not to have visual tattoos, especially
Yeah,
not
not
sleeves.
visual, but they still got them.
That's true.
Yeah.
What do we got? Vanessa's got tattoos?
I don't know.
You take your time, sis.
Quite. Yeah.
All
But
right,
I
you
will
keep
say,
Googling
though,
that.
that if
Maybe, I
Noelle's
don't know.
tattoos are all fake, they did a really good job with that tattoo makeup.
All right. Somebody sat and airbrushed it on her.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it actually looks good. Sometimes they look so bad, and hers actually look good.
I
And they're
love
pretty.
that we have Becca Googling for Vanessa's tattoos.
I think that's
Because
cool.
I real hope that she has some in suggested places.
I'm sure that she does.
I'm looking on Twitter now because
Check out her Insta. While
where you
we're
find
doing
it.
that, let's move on to Daphne.
Okay.
So Daphne is working at the clinic, the school health center, I guess, with Dr. Jackson, who I remember she got fired. I couldn't remember why.
I couldn't either.
Because she stole Oxy. I don't remember
Why?
why.
I was going to say, I can't remember why she stole Oxy.
So to the chat, why did Daphne steal Oxy? And I appreciate that Dr. Jackson was like, you were going through a hard time. I understand.
Agreed.
Yeah.
She's pointing at us.
What do you got?
Kimberly says that Katie has a tattoo.
Katie LeClaire
Yeah.
has a tattoo.
Believe it.
So
Believe
she
it.
wasn't on set that day to go, no, no, no.
But I bet
no
she
Sharpie."
watched the episode afterwards and was like, what? That's fine.
Well, thank you for the chat.
Thank you.
Also, why did she steal Oxy?
Yes.
So we meet Allie. We'll get to her in a second. And Dr. Jackson is old, is basically what this episode was.
Yeah.
He got old.
Wolf life.
He can't stitch, and he can't write prescriptions. He just got old. That
Okay,
was
so
his story.
is it gonna? It is just gonna be that he's just old, right?
I think that was it. I think literally that's it.
Okay, because I don't know what the symptoms would be to make him like an illness. You know what I mean? That is both like mind and shaking. You know what I mean?
Parkinson's.
Like, do both of those things
Yeah.
go? Oh, well, ooh, okay, maybe he has Parkinson's.
Maybe. I think he's just old.
I'm fine with that. I'd actually be really okay with that.
Well, so then for no reason, we see Toby just there to give some advice. He's like, I'm Toby. I have advice today.
Toby.
Where's Lily?
Do you think Lucas this season was just kind of like, guys, I'd like to participate as little as possible,
No,
but like I
think-
will
like
still
it.
exist on the show.
I think it was more like them going, oh, yeah, he's still a regular. We got to write him into
Yeah,
stuff.
but we don't know what to do with you anymore.
Like, your story's over. We're just wrapping up all this other stuff.
But I was actually happy that he did talk about like that he's still pursuing music, because I actually wondered. I was like, what is he doing?
He's a stay-at-home dad. And so we suggest to Dr. Jackson that he become a professor. When Daphne says to him, he's like, it's not like they're just hiring. She goes, I know for a fact they're looking to diversify. Just to be clear, what she said was, don't worry, they'll hire you, you're black.
Wait, what? Oh.
Which is,
Hey.
yeah, no, correct. That is the most offensive thing
I
you
think
can
I
say to
legit
someone.
like missed that one line when she was like, "No, I know, like for a fact."
I know for a
diversifying."
fact they're trying to diversify the faculty. She said,
That-
they'll hire you.
Daphne.
They need more black people. That is what she said.
Daphne.
Yes, that is what I want to do to her face.
Again, one of those times where she doesn't think before she speaks. This entire situation,
never-
she's really
She's
needed
like
to put her
sticking
foot in her
nose.
mouth.
Yeah, she's sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. She's putting her foot in her mouth.
And she just has bad
But also,
bad wording.
no one, like, he didn't flinch. He was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. What are these sound effects? It's like you're missing the point.
I don't know.
All right, let's talk about Dingo. That is
Okay.
Mingo and Daphne, for those who've forgotten.
Dingo.
Mingo is on his road to redemption. I really like that she points out to him that he'd rather people think he's crazy than racist.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And that, when she explained that to him, made his behavior make a lot more sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Because
I hadn't thought about that.
I was like, wow, he has not grown up.
Agreed.
But then she's like, this is what you're doing. And I went, yes.
Which I think a lot of boys do that. Boys.
Do what?
when they like are irresponsible or act in a certain way or make poor judgment calls, then they act more ridiculous, like, or they live that lifestyle, so it just seems like they're idiots a little bit. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, you don't expect. Why would you expect that of me? I mean, look at me. Look how I act.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they put the bar really, 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 really low, so nobody can expect more of them.
It's a very interesting thought.
God, I date a lot of lowlifes.
Yeah,
I got a lot of thoughts about them.
I date broke guys who are
Shut
really
up,
lame.
Steven.
No, that was accurate. So we have this kangaroo crawl. We also hear that he has a girlfriend, that she does exist. She's just not local. And then we have that kiss. Or almost kiss. Or
No, they kiss.
kiss and then a discussion.
Something.
Or almost kiss. No, they kissed.
They kissed.
They full on kissed.
I was taking notes. I looked away.
That's fine.
And when she's like, you have a girlfriend, and he said, maybe I shouldn't. First of all, that's so offensive.
Okay, that is. But two, then he immediately flipped and went back the other way because he was like, maybe I shouldn't. And then she was like, so you break up with her? And then he was like, literally, that's what he did.
For those listening on audio and didn't see your face.
Oh, well, my face looked exactly like Mingo's.
Exactly. All of a
Just
sudden he was
staring
here.
with his eyes down at her with his
He was
mouth
drunk.
open.
What did you expect?
Oh, I forgot that he was drunk. I was going to say, because he looked drunk, right? Like
Yeah.
this. Like else.
Yes, the chat.
Going back to the Oxy thing.
Yes, why did she steal Oxy?
Anna said because, well, Anna and Billie Jean Girl said because she did drugs after, like a long time.
Oh,
when
that's
Angela
right.
died.
She did drugs.
She did Oxy?
She was doing stupid things. She did
Yeah,
like
she was
coke at
doing-
once, right?
Yeah. That's
What?
she said.
Why do I not remember this?
Because you don't pay attention.
Listen, things go in and then out. And then we're done.
I forgot about the drugs. I remember her breaking the stuff, and that's why Bay went to jail. I hated that whole spiral of hers. I'm glad we're back to old Daphne who sticks her nose in everybody's business and doesn't shut her mouth. That's the Daphne I've missed. But this Mingo situation, he's not leaving his girlfriend.
No, he is. Well, no.
But even if he does, Daphne, you want to be with a guy who leaves his girlfriend because he's like,
Okay.
I want to be with you instead now.
This wouldn't be, though, Daphne's first time being the other woman, though.
Of course not.
So, I mean, I still wouldn't put it past her.
That's true. I just mean long term. Isn't she supposed to be growing up? Aren't they all supposed to be growing up instead of behaving
Aren't
the same?
they?
Going backwards.
Yeah. Yes.
There's no one on the chat who thinks that he has a girlfriend still.
Oh, they still don't
actual
think she's
Listen,
real?
I agree with you all. I kept waiting for him to be like, well, I don't. Especially because he was drunk.
Yeah,
and they'd
to
be
be like,
well,
no,
no.
I lied. She's
So-
not real. Yeah, but he didn't, because he didn't, I believe she exists. Because when he was drunk and kissing her and her being like, you have a girlfriend, that's when a drunk boy would have been like,
No, I don't.
No, I lied. I lied.
I mean, you're right. That's true. That's true. That's true.
I think they've now confirmed she exists, or at least existed.
When are we going to meet Amy, though? And how did he meet Amy in, what, Georgetown?
Yeah, what is this that she doesn't go to this school?
Is she in Georgetown? Did I make that
I
up?
don't know where she is.
I mean, that's like, that's like a Kentucky thing, so I may have really, really made that up.
Maybe.
But I feel like they said Georgetown.
That's possible. So let's talk about this stranger named Allie who came into the health clinic, who had a heart transplant, and her heart, it was Angela's.
Oh my gosh.
Thoughts?
No, I mean, I almost cried. I
Did
thought,
you?
Yeah, man. How did you not?
I'm heartless.
I felt like he died all over again, and I was like, oh my god, he's back on the show. Kind of. Not, he's not, but he is. Acting.
Becca,
I don't know.
you also were sad?
Yeah. I second Hannah's comment.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really sad, and I thought it was lovely, but now I'm like unsure about things because whoever it was said, do you know everything about her past? And then
Whoa.
okay, sorry,
You're-
I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're
I
getting
know.
way ahead of yourself.
Okay, I know, but like I'm already
This
having like
episode.
feelings about it. Yeah, I know.
All right, we'll get into predictions in a second. I'll just say a lot of people called it from the promo for this episode that we're discussing now. A lot of people were like, oh, she has something. She's a transplant of Angela.
Did they really?
A lot of people totally called it.
Who looked up spoilers? Fruit.
That's possible. I know that the kid that Bay was tattooing in the promo from this for the episode, it was, you could have gotten my son killed. And I was like, how could she have gotten, like, that doesn't make any sense. And as soon as the kid walked in, I went, oh, I feel like she's going to do a gang tattoo. Like,
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't know how that came to me.
I'm losing my touch.
You are. But I think we should head into, because you really want to talk about it, predictions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, your
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Thanks.
All right, next week is the 100th episode. Woo! Okay.
Yay! Hey, that is a big deal. Congratulations.
Yeah. So in the promo, we see Angelo's ghost chatting with Daphne.
I know, and it almost looked like they were like frolicking. Did you watch that? I was like, oh, that is how you do like a ghost
Chat.
bring back, yeah.
And someone says you got to dig into Allie's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
Is she lying? So now you can say your things, but first the chat.
Ryan and Ariana said that they don't trust Allie.
Okay.
Same with Toxinova.
Okay.
So
No one's trusting.
A lot of people think she's lying.
Yeah, no one's trusting Allie.
What could there be to not trust simply because how would she know about Angelo? Like, what would, you know what I mean? What would lead her to be like, let's go after these girls?
So
Yeah.
here's my thought on
What's
this.
her gain?
Yeah, I think this girl, Allie, has Angelo's heart. I think she got the transplant. I think
Agreed.
it is possible that on transplant list you have to like have a certain like criteria, right? Like you can't have done drugs, you can't have been arrested,
Right.
you know, different things can get you rejected from the list.
Yes.
And I feel like it's going to be that she lied about something on the list, right? Like it's going to be something like, oh, I have been arrested, or oh, I have done these drugs, or something like that.
Wait,
that's
to get the heart?
to have gotten the heart. I think that it's going to turn out that she lied when she was on the transplant list, and that's the big mystery. Because at this point, she has
you
the heart.
do have. I was gonna say, I thought that was only for the person though that was donating the heart, but I
No,
think that
no,
is
no.
right because it levels your rank,
Yes.
which is awful, but it levels your
Yes.
ranking onto which you receive a heart, doesn't
Right.
it?
Yeah, yeah. And you can get pulled off the list if they discover something. So I think that she absolutely lied on the list to receive a heart. But at this point, she has the heart, and I don't think she wants anything from them. I think she happened to be at the school and realize that that's where the person was.
Agreed.
Chat.
That's what Toxinova says on the chat. And then Ryan says that he predicts that Bay and Emmett and Travis will talk next week, and that Bay
I like
and
your
Travis
prediction.
will break up soon.
Ah,
And,
wow.
Gabriel said going back to the underage boy that he'll come back poison next week.
I hope he comes back and he's got like ink poisoning
Probably.
in him.
It'll be like green
Yeah.
all around there or
Gross.
something.
Idiot. Dumb. Yes.
Lord.
He also doesn't think that Luca and Regina will break up because there's no time to establish a new relationship.
Ah, that's a very fair point. There's no time to establish a new relationship for Regina.
That is really, really true. And if the show ends with her dating a man half her age, honestly, I'm gonna be really bummed. So let's
I'd
not.
be okay with her being single.
I would too. I'm okay with her being any other way, pretty much, aside from ending the show dating a guy half her age.
What? Why are you being ageist?
You know, to go from Terrell to a young boy.
Okay, first of all, the actor who plays Luca, can you look him up real
Yeah,
quick?
I'm sure he's like nearly 30. I get
no,
it. And
that's
call
not-
me, sir.
Girl, that's not what I was going to say.
Direct message me.
I was going to say, he is a
Please.
handsome man.
I don't always look this scrubby.
Who is this
I'm just
handsome man? Nope, not that one.
Not that one.
Lucas.
Not Luke. Yeah,
no,
the
not
guy who
Lucas.
plays Luca.
The guy who plays Luca.
Don't worry.
He's
We're
handsome.
not
Yeah, that
looking
kid.
up
That
pictures
kid.
of him right now.
What's his name?
Michael Galante.
Yeah.
Yumsicle.
Galante.
He is a handsome man.
Sir, seriously.
Calm down.
Listen, we only got a
He
few more
is.
episodes
No,
left.
he
I'm
is.
throwing it all out there right now.
That's great. No, he is a handsome man, and he is welcome here in the studio anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Especially for the episode when they break up. So, right? I would love it if Eric Bishop returned.
Please take me to church. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love.
I don't know what your sound effects are, but I love it regardless.
I think it's a
Steven.
smack upside the head is what that was.
Probably.
I think
That's
what that was.
fine.
I would love it if Terrell. Are you digging a ditch? I would love it. Okay.
It's fine.
If Terrell Tilford came back to the show.
You and me both, sis.
I don't know if he needs to go back to that show, but he definitely needs to go back to this show.
ours and talk about his big cock again.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that was great. Anyway.
He has a tattoo of one, guys.
He has a rooster on his thigh. So, relationships.
Yes. Okay. Back.
John and Catherine have solved all their problems. Regina and Luca are not going to last. Noelle can go.
No worries about Emmett because they are endgame, and the entire show knows that. So they will be getting back together.
The only way they can get back together is if he solves his issues right now, because right now he's still dealing with his own depression and things.
I know, and when are we going to talk about that more? Because I was excited about that being a storyline, and it's like we've kind of abandoned it a little bit.
But we kind of had to deal with racism. So
yes, we did. You're right, and that was beautiful, and that was wonderful, and those episodes were top notch.
Tearful.
I told a lot of people about those episodes.
Absolutely, yes.
Gabriel says I won't bet if Travis and Babe don't break up next episode, it'll feel unnatural for them to get back together so quickly.
I have a feeling it's going to end up the way the show will end it is Travis and Bae will end, and then Bae will be single until like the finale when she and Emmett decide they're going to give it a go because he's in a better place.
Or they won't even decide they're going to give it a go, but she'll decide to move to Los Angeles.
Why? He's living back at home.
But you don't think he'll go back?
No, I don't think he'll go back.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know, he go back and they go back together, and it would be like them getting off the plane together and them just like giving a look. We'll never see them kiss again or anything like that, but it'll just be like an awareness of their union.
I could see that, but it's gonna happen in whatever state they're in because they're definitely not gonna be going to Los Angeles because he turns into a jerk there and Sky is there.
Well, fine.
Okay, you were halfway there. Daphne and Mingo, endgame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as he gets rid of whatever this girlfriend he may or may not have.
Yeah, he's got to talk to Iris, though.
Ryan says that the only person who can help Emmett with solve his issues is Bae.
Oh, Ryan's so cute.
I think so, too.
You guys are so adorable. Remember when Melody hated her? That was fun.
Oh, I forgot about that.
All right, so next week, the 100th episode of Switched at Birth.
It's going to make me cry.
I'm sure it will. Lizzie Weiss says that it is tearful. So
I'm in big trouble then.
Yeah. It's going to be great. This might be a sad after show the way it was after Angelo died.
Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't here for that.
Yeah. Well, maybe we did start before season 4. This after show. I don't remember. Thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure you keep up with @BeccaB_Talks_TV, the voice in the chat, and Hannah everywhere @TheHotShot Dude.
You know it.
I do. What other shows are you doing?
I also do the Fosters right now. I'm getting ready to come back with iZombie here in a little bit.
Nice.
Pretty Little Liars will come back out soon. And I'm going to do 13 Reasons Why at the end of the month. Woo!
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. You can find me everywhere @Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. That's right, DW Mafia. You can find me there. I'm also on other shows here like Grimm for the final season, Legion tonight, SVU returns next week. I'm sure there's some more shows. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.